Well, I want to start by thanking you all for coming here, and I want to thank Ted for providing this venue. This is absolutely great. You see, I have a technical degree, but really, I'm a student of history. I love history. It is my first love. I love how history changes things, and we're going to see how that works into the talk a little bit today here. The talk is about billion-dollar patent bloopers, but first we better do a little level setting and understand what exactly a patent is. A patent is a government-granted monopoly that is given to someone for teaching the world a better way to do something. Right now, patents last 20 years. It's an old concept, about 2,500 years old. But the reason this is so important now, we can see in this graph below, in 1975 or so, the estimated value of a corporation was about $25 billion. It was 20% of the corporate value. By 2005, that's completely turned around, so the estimated value of a corporation's IP is about 80% of the corporation. Now, if we extrapolate that forward just a little bit, we can say that by 2015, 100% of a corporation's value is going to be their IP. That makes us a really big deal. That's not really sustainable. Technology evolves in very different ways. It advances in different ways. Patents sit at the crossroads of technology evolution, of technology changes. Technology tends to evolve along very predictable pathways where the negative attributes are removed, positive attributes are added. In the cell phones, you see them getting smaller, lighter, easier to carry, and ending up with a smartphone there. Technology revolution, on the other hand, occurs when a step change happens. The old function is done in a completely new way. The example I have here, if it comes up, is photography. We went from film photography to digital photography. Now, there's three usuallys that occur with technology revolution. The first usually is the form is similar. Old form is similar to the new form. The second usually that happens is the technology leader of the old form is also the technology leader of the new form. Kodak is the major inventor of most digital photography. The third usually here is a technology leader who invented this new form is usually not successful. They don't survive the innovation that they created. And as we can see, the value of Kodak company just this last week plummeted. They filed for bankruptcy. Just to illustrate my point, I really am disappointed they did that because I really like the company. Going on to billion-dollar patent wonders, I will mostly be looking at the phone market, but I couldn't find a good example here, so I had to go to soft drinks. Coke originally was a patent medicine. It was patented in 1893. The patent's worth in excess of $1 billion. I'm sorry. The original patent was a really bad idea. It would have destroyed $1 billion in value. The trade secret for the new formulation in Coke, which came out in the late 1890s, Coke did not patent that. It is worth over $1 billion today. It's used in commercials. It was made into movies. But the idea of protecting something that has long legs, technology with long legs, it's easier to take the trade secret than the patent. Ring, ring. Who here can tell me who invented the telephone? Anybody? Bell. I'm hearing Bell. Not really. Bell did invent the telephone, but not first. Elisha Gray was the first person to invent the telephone. He's the guy on the left here, not Alexander Graham Bell on the right. Elijah Gray and Bell filed for their patents on the telephone the exact same day. Elijah Gray was 26 patents behind, or applications behind Bell. There was a big patent fight, or court fight, as you can guess. And I'm not going to tell you who won, because I'm pretty sure you already know. But that was a $1 billion mistake on timing on Bell's part to not get that in. It's going to advance. Come on. There we go. Currently, the telephone market is really dominated by the smartphones. And there are two platforms, Google with the Android and Apple with the iPhone. There are a lot of major players, a whole lot of minor players, and there's a whole lot of interconnections between how these players are working. The red interactions are interactions where people are buying technology from each other, buying, selling, acquiring. The blue are lawsuits. And all these interactions have really big numbers on them. There are several numbers in the tens of billions of dollars here for both acquisitions and lawsuits. Anytime you get a system that's this complicated, it is absolutely ripe for looking at it a different way. And what we did was take a look at this to see where can we find some billion-dollar blunders. It's not hard. We're going to start with Apple over here, our good friends suing Samsung and actually suing back and forth. Apple had some very good patents for cell phone technology that they were pushing. And when they went to court, the judge looked at the Apple patents and said, no, there's not enough information here to sustain these patents. The billion-dollar blunder there was not including in their patent application enough information to truly enable their patent. And they lost it. Lost over $1 billion. Next one to look at here is our good friends Kodak is suing Apple. And Apple's looking, they're sitting in their office. They get this nice little envelope. It says lawsuit. They look at it. This technology looks familiar. I've seen this before. I own that technology. Apple had the patents that Apple believed that they owned rights to the patents that Kodak was using to sue them. It turns out the technology was jointly developed between Apple and Kodak. And according to the joint development agreement that Apple's asserting, I don't know if it's correct or not, I'm not going to get into that, but Apple was the true owner of the IP. Samsung, if this is true, we have multiple offsetting billion-dollar mistakes. One, a company patenting technology that they have no rights to, and the other one is a company not patenting technology that's worth approximately $3 billion that they do have rights to. And I really think there are some people at Apple that hope that that technology doesn't succeed just because they don't own it anymore. I mean, they made a mistake of not getting it. Well, if I look into my crystal ball into the future, polish it off, look at it nice and clear, you can see a little bit of what the future is going to look like for these companies. The cell phone technology, it will continue to advance. We're going to get more functionality in the cell phones. Anything you can do with a handheld device will be done in a cell phone. We're going to get more interconnection between these companies. We're going to get easier to use cell phones. I predict the cell phones will get smaller in size but larger in appearance. That is, maybe you can just take your fingers, drag it out at a bigger display to look at. I don't know how it's going to work, but I just know it's going to happen. These are the companies that are all playing in this field. Right now, they're involved in a big technology war. And I think as this advances, what you're going to see is a whole bunch of, come on, there we go. We're going to see a whole bunch of companies swarming around these major platforms looking for who they can sting, who they can get their own little piece of the pie from. So I'm going to speed that up. What we're going to see is these companies are going to, they're running out of time here too fast. Let's get to the end point really quick. And it's gone. Sorry about that. The big idea here is that we are going to lose as a company, as a corporation, as a community. We're going to lose when these lawsuits occur. The big idea here is that trillions of dollars of value will never be generated because we will not get the patents that were available by combining these technologies. Thank you. Oops. What happened?